If you're happy and you know it, sow some seeds. If you're happy and you know it, sow some seeds. This is Samuel, our super seed sower. People said to me, what the hell is that thing in your garden, Rowie? Well, it's a very old-fashioned piece of equipment. You put the seed in there and it ploughs up the ground and the seeds go in the ground and then they grow and then you get vegetables and corn and all sorts of stuff. And how cool is that? Here's a great question. If you are going to, there's my puppy dogs having a great time in the garden, and I love it when they run around. Isn't it awesome? Here's a question for sowing and reaping. Now, I'm not a farmer. I'm pretending. It's good fun because I've got this great piece of farming equipment. But if you sow something, do you get back what you sow? So when you go reaping, or there's my farming terminology, if I put a seed in the ground, do I get back a seed? And of course the answer is no. If I put a seed in the ground and it grows, then I'm going to get vegetables or trees or fruit or big things, not just the tiny little seed. And it's, I think, a great example of what life is all about. We get what we put into life, but we get more than what we put in, both positive and negative. And as an exercise professional, this has been a really interesting experience because if you decide I'm not going to exercise, so you planted that seed, I'm not going to exercise, we don't get back that decision. We get back much more than that decision. Because if you decide not to exercise, is it possible that you're more likely to get the killer diseases like coronary heart disease, type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, depression, cardiovascular disease, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, all of the killer diseases, are we more likely to get them by that one little decision of not exercising? We get back much more than that little decision, and in the negative. The reverse of that, if I decide to exercise, I'm going to be fit and strong and I'm going to choose to be healthy for the rest of my life, one decision, one little decision, do I get back much more than that one little decision? Of course the answer is yes. Because if I decide to put in a little bit of time every day to exercise, and that's what I get so excited about being phosphate fit and phosphate strong, is that it's just a small amount of time. I don't have to lift heavy things for hours and I don't have to get puffed for hours. It's just get puffed for 10 seconds, get my breath back, get puffed again if I want to, lift something heavy, wait till I recover. When I've recovered, go and lift again, and if I'm stronger, that's awesome. A small amount of time, small decision, but enormous reaping and sowing. Enormous amount of awesomeness comes back from that one little seed. So could it be a really good idea that when you make a decision, and let's use the decision process as the seed. I'm going to plant the seed. The decision is I'm going to or I'm not going to. And then ask the question, what's going to be the outcome? What's going to be the consequence of that one decision? And is it possible that we should probably consider both, not just the negative and not just the positive, but both? If I decide not to, what will happen? And if I decide to, what will happen? Because often it's a simple decision in the morning, I'm too tired, I'm not going to exercise. How long does it take for that decision to become a habit? And then that decision that's now a habit becomes a lifetime of being sick, being depressed, feeling crappy, not fitting into your clothes, and just getting worse and worse, because we get more than we sow. We get back, we reap more than we sow. It sounds biblical, doesn't it? I was brought up with all those texts out of the Bible. But that's one of the cool things about the Bible, whether you believe it or not. There's some really great examples, really great stories of what happens in your life if you do certain things. So if I plant a seed, I don't get one little seed back. I get a big thing back if I look after it. If I plant one little seed and I don't do anything with it, is it possible that things could get worse, not stay the same? And I think that's a really important thing to consider. So your health and your fitness, what are you planting today? What will your... Look at this amazing planter. K-Man's painted it up like a Formula One. We call it Samuel the Super Sower because he looks like a Formula One car. He can plant seeds. But if I don't look after those seeds, that's another really important decision to make. Okay, I've planted the seed, I've made the decision, but now how am I going to act on that decision? So I've decided to exercise tomorrow. Will I get up and exercise tomorrow? How about not exercise tomorrow? Because if we put it off until tomorrow, is it possible that we'll procrastinate? How about do it today, do it today, do it today, get it started today, and then you've planted the seed. If you wait till tomorrow, is it possible that the seed of procrastination could get planted, and then you get back. If you're planting procrastination, is it possible that that can become a really bad habit and can take you backwards really fast? So if you want to be fit, if you want to be healthy, if you want to be strong, if you want to stay that way for the rest of your life, is it possible that you've got to plant the seed today and then, of course, look after it? But the consequence of that, the reward of that, the benefit of exercising every day is enormous. If you plant the seed today, I haven't got time, I can't be bothered, and you procrastinate till tomorrow, and you end up being one of the 90% of people in the world who really don't have an exercise program that does anything for their health and fitness and longevity at all, what's the consequence of that? And I heard a really great quote just recently from the longevity experts, is they're saying we don't need to grow old, we can grow young. As we get chronologically older, we can stay young, but that is a choice. And the other great suggestion was we know how to get old and fat and sick and weak and frail and depressed and be crappy and feel terrible when we're old. We already know how to do that. There's plenty of examples of how to do that. But if you want to be one of those unique individuals that's healthy, fit and strong for the rest of your life, and at 80, 90, 100 years of age, you're still living as a vibrant, healthy, happy, energetic person, then is it possible that the seed that we plant today could make a really big difference to what our future is going to be like? So here's that question. The decision that I make now, the seed that I plant now, what's the consequence? If I don't do it, what will happen? If I do it, what will happen? If I choose to exercise today, what's the benefit it's going to have for the rest of my life? And I like to rattle them off. I will turn my body into a fat-burning, food-burning, calorie-burning machine so I can enjoy my food and not ever have to be concerned about getting overweight or getting coronary heart disease or type 2 diabetes because I've got too much fat or sugar in my body. I will have a brain that works effectively for the rest of my life, because when I'm pushing my body to the intense activity in the phosphate system of getting puffed and lifting heavy, I'm now going to have a brain that's constantly being filled up with brain-derived neurotropic factor. So I'll have a body that's a food-burning machine. It's a happy drug pumping machine. I will be fighting germs, bugs, viruses and diseases, so I'm less likely to get sick, if at all. I have great hair, great skin, great nails. I'll look good, feel good, have a stack of energy for the rest of my life. That's a choice, and I plant that seed every day. How about you? So I've got this great super sower seeder man, Samuel, in my garden every day to remind me that today, whatever I sow today, I can reap back bigger tomorrow and in the future. Isn't that awesome? So, oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. I've decided to sow some seeds, and that will be very okay. Woohoo! Thank you for coming to Romax. My name's Rowie, and I would love you to live your life to the max. What do you reckon, Samuel? Woohoo!